What's up, peeps? Julian Williams here at The Distance. Got another video for you guys this afternoon. Jermaine Taylor returns to the sport of boxing. Is this great news? Is it not? To be honest with you guys, I'm very much in between. Jermaine Taylor is about 33 years old now. He's been out the sport for 2 years. And I believe it's like they're talking about August 13th for him to come back. I was kind of coughing. I was trying not to cough. But Jermaine Taylor, I think, has done pretty much what he's going to do in the sport already. He defeated Bernard Hopkins twice in 2 close bouts. He's had bouts against Corey Spinks, Kelly Pavlik, was in the Super 6, fought Carl Froch April 24 of 2009 prior to Super 6, got knocked out by Arthur Abraham. So he's fought a who's who of people within his divisions. And also, the middleweight division does seem to be kind of weak. Unless, you get a James Kirkland to step up and move into that weight class. Noticing that it's probably a very weak division. And as you can tell, there's just, from time to time, there's just limited fight opposition in these divisions compared to what it was like in 98, 99, or hell in 2001 when he had the middleweight tournament. It's a total difference now. Hell, if you ask me, the best time for the middleweight division, and this is my opinion, I think the best time in the middleweight division was probably 1986, when you had Thomas Hearns, Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, John the Beast Mugabe, Iran Barkley, these fighters. Even I believe Roberto Duran had even fought at middleweight around this time. So I think that was the best time for the middleweight division. But then you had a potential future with the middleweight division afterward, when you had Gerald McClellan, Julian Jackson, Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, and this fight Mike McCallum, Sumbu Kalambe, and he even fought around, I think he was a little after the Hagler period, a little bit after. And even, there's one guy, I'm trying to remember his name, Spencer Lyle, or something like that. He was overall, he was decent. I think he was either a middleweight or super middleweight, if I'm not mistaken. But that was a great time for the middleweight division. Now it's just not the same anymore. There's really not that true dominant figure due to the fact that they did take the belts away from Sergio Martinez. And that, I'll admit, I think that, and this is only my own ideology, manifesto, that there's some weak champions in that division. I think P-Rod is still a bit green, even though he defeated Danny Jacobs, who was a green fighter. P-Rock is highly skilled, but even though we did see him step up in competition and knock out Danny Jacobs in 5-6 rounds, the best is yet to be seen of him. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., still green, holds the belt that they took away from Sergio Martinez, paper champion. I think P-Rock is a paper champion as well. Also the IBF, Daniel Gill, he's the champion over in Australia. And then we have Felix Sturm, who we know is never going to come back to the United States. So there are so many holes in that division to where Jermaine Taylor could come back, possibly as a middleweight, and maybe make some noise. One of these guys may eventually fight him if he goes and he contends for one of these belts. Who knows? He might. It's like I said, it's a weak division. Hell, if I was Jermaine Taylor, I would get involved in that IBF middleweight tournament with Anthony Mundine, the one that Sebastian Sylvester had just dropped out of. I would get in that one, and that may guarantee him a championship. WBA, I'm not so sure about, because he doesn't have the best relationship with WBA. When they made him super champion and stripped him of the belt prior to Winky Wright. But IBF, I think the IBF tourney might work for him if he can get in shape in time, because we know he walks around quite high. Hopefully he still makes the middleweight limit. Super middleweight, that better be out of question for him. unless he's fighting Robert Stieglitz. But overall, that should be out of question for him because there's so much competition at super middleweight and light heavyweight. It's a lot of competition there with people that could possibly be perennial contenders up there. I'm telling you. So, with peeps, I'm out of here. That was Distance. Peace.